Hey Holly, what's for dinner?
Hi, welcome back. I'm Holly with Let's Go Now Adventures, and thanks for joining me today. So John asked what's for dinner, and dinner tonight is going to be Dutch oven chicken pot pie. And if you've watched any of my videos before, everything I make is simple and easy. And yes, you can make this too. So let me just go over the ingredients real quick. You'll need some flour and milk, a can of biscuit dough, some celery, some type of vegetables. I use some frozen corn, peas, and carrots, a little bit of garlic and onion, rotisserie chicken. You can use regular chicken, but I like to use the pre-cooked rotisserie chicken. It helps make the recipe just come together a little bit faster. Some hash brown potatoes and some cream of chicken soup, and it is the big can of cream of chicken soup. Okay, so let's get started. Now, one thing that I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be using not only the Dutch oven, but my propane stove. Now, don't get me wrong, you can make this chicken pot pie completely with just charcoal, and it works out just fine. But what I have found, by using the propane stove, helps to just make it a little bit better. And by what I mean by that is, what we'll do is we'll add the onions, and by using the stove we can saute the onions, and then we'll put the milk and the flour in and kind of make a paste. And then at that point we'll add the vegetables in, and then the chicken and the potatoes, and kind of let it simmer and bring it up to heat. And then at that point we'll go ahead and add the biscuit dough, put the Dutch oven lid on, and then we'll put the charcoal on top of the Dutch oven. And then the charcoal on top will add for a nice, even golden brown cooking for that biscuit dough. So here's how I make it. Okay, so now I've been preheating my pan, and it's nice and hot. I'm gonna add a little bit of vegetable oil to it. And now we will go ahead and add the onions. I left all my measuring cups at home, so we're going to be using my Let's Go Now Adventure mug as a measuring cup. So anyway, what you'll do is it calls for a cup of onions, and I've already pre-cut the onions at home. Once again, the more you can do before you come up camping, the easier it makes it. So, oh. That's hot. Ooh, it smells so good though. So we're just gonna saute those onions. Now you can use 1 clove of garlic or just some garlic powder, whichever you have. And we're just gonna use a little bit of garlic powder. All right, now we're going to make a paste with our milk and our flour. And it calls for 3/4 cup of milk, and that was already pre-measured. And 1/4 cup of flour. So now we're just going to try to make a little bit of a paste. It's starting to get thick. Now we're going to go ahead and add our vegetables. So we're going to add 6 ounces of the peas and carrots, 6 ounces of our corn, and 6 ounces of our potatoes, or just the flaky hash browns, whichever you prefer. You get that stirred up really good. Boy, it smells delicious. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and add our cream of chicken soup. Get a spoon here. And then 6 ounces of celery. We'll get that stirred together real good. You see how it's nice and thick? This is going to cook up so well. Okay, so we're going to just go ahead and let these vegetables cook. You want to cook it until the vegetables are soft. Okay, so just a quick tip before we get started to put the biscuits on top. What I have found works the best, because we have tried this numerous times, is I like to get the flaky biscuits. That way you can actually pull the biscuits apart. The flaky ones just pull apart nice and easy to make for thinner dough. It's really hard when it's the full biscuit to get the biscuits done all the way. They kind of come out a little bit doughy. But by pulling the flaky biscuits apart, it makes for a thinner biscuit and they cook up much nicer. Okay, so I've been simmering this for about 10 minutes and the potatoes are getting soft. So now we're gonna go ahead and add the chicken. And once again, like I said before, I use the rotisserie chicken that's already pre-cooked, and that's why we didn't need to put it in until right now. So we're gonna go ahead and add 2 cups of the rotisserie chicken, 2 cups and a handful. And then a little bit of salt and pepper. Well, now we'll get that stirred in real good. And now let's go ahead and add our biscuit dough. Okay, and like I had said, we're just gonna, kind of pull apart that biscuit dough so it's not as thick as how it comes out, and I've pulled this apart already. The nice flaky biscuits, they just pull right apart. You know, you can try it with the thicker biscuits, but when we did, it was really hard not to get it to be doughy. It's warm, so the biscuit dough isn't pulling apart very well. Okay, let's get one more in the middle. Just pull that apart there. And maybe if we just squish it, we can add one more right here. Okay, so now we're gonna add the Dutch oven lid, and we'll put 12 charcoals on top to get that so the dough will start cooking. Okay guys, so I just checked and it looks like we're ready. Now, this takes a while, so I'm just kind of forewarning you. We're at an hour and 10 minutes that it took for this dough to get golden brown. Once again, the worst thing would be for it to be doughy, right? So it's been an hour and 10 minutes, but I think we are ready, so let's take a look. Oh yeah, it looks delicious. Now this also took 2 rounds of charcoal, so we had to have another round completely ready. But let's take a look at this yummy chicken pot pie. Okay. So, if that doesn't look good, I don't know what does. I cannot wait to taste it. So, thank you so much for joining me today while we made this. It really is simple and easy. It does take a little bit longer than maybe you would expect for that to get nice and golden brown, but it's worth the wait. You know, if you try this recipe, leave a comment below and let us know how it worked out for you. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you liked the video, give us a big thumbs up. We would also love to have you subscribe to our channel and be a part of our Let's Go Now Adventure family. So hit subscribe if you found some use out of this video, and we will see you on the next adventure. Bye-bye.